Hi Aries, welcome to your November general reading. When right before I started the camera, I was kind of meditating on your energy for November to see where you are, and it's a very interesting feeling because I don't feel like you feel necessarily defeated, but there's something that's not going the way that you plan. Maybe you do feel a little defeated. Something's not going the way that you want it to go, like it's not going to plan, right? And so we automatically, our bodies automatically go to, if it's not the way that we want it to go, then it's an automatic negative and we start to feel really bad about it. But ultimately, when things don't go the way that we want them to go or the way that we're expecting them to go, that just means that it wasn't supposed to be that way. Like our expectations, great, you have expectations. That's fantastic. It's not always going to go the way that you want it to or the way that you expect it to. So how is this Mercury retrograde going to benefit you? Well, it's going to change you. It's going to end some things. It's going to end some cycles that you have been putting yourself through over and over and over again. I'm going to pause this for 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay. I didn't want to blow my nose on camera. So let me show you what we have so far, because I want you to see how this is a good thing. So we have the Three of Swords, and we have the Two of Cups, and the Ace of Swords, and the World. You know that this had to end. You know that there was a point in time where you could no longer sit and wait and kind of like be the martyr or sit and wait in silence, right? Be the hermit. You have too much work to do. You have too many. It's almost as if it came, like, I feel like this sword, this Ace of Swords, it like came down, like came crashing down. Like it was such a shock to you, right? Ace of Swords. It was like, boom. But it was fated. And even if it wasn't like the act of something happening that came crashing down on you, or like, I mean, I feel like it was a very abrupt ending of a cycle. Whether it was a thought process, or an idea, or the way that you were doing things, something had to end. And I feel like it ended quite abruptly, and then, or you feel like it did. I feel like it was kind of in the making for a while. But with the star over here, it's saying that this was meant to be. Like it had to be this way. It had to go this way. So let's see the Three of Swords. Let's clarify these, Aries. If you really want to learn how to harness your own personal alignment power, we're going to have a meditation, a special meditation on the 1111 Gateway on Monday, November 11th. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Somebody needed to hear that. I'm going to I have to like get up and go across the room. So I'll be right back. Okay, friends, let's try and get through this. I haven't had to, well, no, I take that back. Ever since Mercury retrograde started, I've had to pause videos lots and lots of times. Anyways, so I picked up all of the cards. The one that did fall on the table that was face up was the Knight of Cups. But finishing my thought before we were so rudely interrupted by the cards, the 11/11 meditation the night before the Taurus full moon is helping us to align ourselves to our truth, to our heart chakra truth, and aligning ourselves so that we can bring in our divine partner, right? Taurus is ruled by Venus. So there's going to be a big emphasis on finances and love and making your dreams come true and harnessing that 11/11 power where we can align within ourselves can help us catapult us through all of that. You see how that all lines up? Okay, so anyways, to register, description box, go to my website, all of that stuff. Knight of Cups on the Three of Swords. And this is what I'm thinking, Aries, is I feel like there was an expectation of closure, of an apology, of you really wanted somebody to fess up, to take the blame. Right? And I feel like you didn't get it. I feel like you didn't get that apology. I feel like they didn't fess up. They're not taking the blame. And I think that was really heartbreaking. And so you have a choice. You were posed with a choice. Excuse me. My channeling makes me burp. Two of Wands on the Two of Cups. Do I stay or do I go? And I feel like the answer is going to come to you, and maybe it won't be so shocking, but I think the way that it happens is shocking to you, Ace of Swords. And it's like when somebody passes away after being sick for a really long time. Like, even though we knew they were sick for a really long time, I know that's really morbid, and I'm sorry that that's what I'm using, but that's the thing that they gave me to say. But that's the shock value. It's like you saw this coming, right? You saw this moment in time coming, but when it finally happens, it's like, oh, damn, I didn't realize it was going to be like that. Here's the thing, though, is it's like karmic justice. Could be a Libra energy that you're dealing with, but I feel like more than anything, we also have Virgo or Aquarius, but I feel like more than anything, this was like the karmic wink from the universe saying you made the right, like the choice that you made is the easier one of the two. It may not feel easy right now, but the choice that you're making is the easier. It's almost like a wink from the universe. Like, you did good, kid. Congratulations, you passed, right? And you're closing out a cycle with the world. Whoa. I'm scared that you guys are going to throw the cards at me again. Like, I didn't mean to piss you off so much. I'm sorry that you're in pain. I can actually feel it. I can actually feel the heartbreak within me. But here's the thing, is after this cycle is over, now you get to really look at what you want from a different viewpoint, because it's not hazed over with rosy colored glasses, right? So we have the Page of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups on the World. And for me, the Page of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups is like, I'm like, I have to humble myself now to the process that I just went through, and then honor and respect myself from the inside out, right? I feel like you're finally honoring the decisions that you're making and allowing yourself to see that now moving further, like moving on, right? Going forward, you can tell yourself that the decisions you're now making are truly in alignment with your journey and with the path that you've chosen and the path that you're going, right? So, and the Hermit is the wise teacher. So the Hermit is the one that climbs to the top of the mountain and gets the information directly from source, and then brings it back down and teaches everybody else the information. And when you are embodying the Hermit energy, it doesn't just mean that you're going to like sit on the couch and binge watch Netflix and eat a whole bunch of like the Halloween candy that your kids like. Don't do that. Don't be the Hermit that way. Be the Hermit where you're learning so much about yourself and so much about the universe that you literally how do I say this? You embody your purest form. Like, that's where I want you to be with the Hermit. I know that sounded really, really deep, but it came out with the Six of Cups. So it's like inherently, this could be a Virgo from your past that's showing back up in your life. But it's in line with destiny. And the people that come back into your life and they show up in a different way, like they show up where they're not being triggered by you and you can't trigger them and like all the things, right? When they show up in a different way, then you know that they have evolved, as have you, right? If these people come back to you, and this is like the rule of thumb of Mercury retrograde, if people come back from your past, if people come back into your life from your past, and they're still like doing the same kind of fuckery that they were doing before they left, see you later. Like, just because it's Mercury retrograde does not mean I'm playing. So if there is somebody that's coming back from the past, the other thing is I feel like you're really embodying like you and your, like this is generational for you. The place that for those of you who are really finding yourself right now and recognizing that the things that you once thought you wanted in your life have totally changed, because it's Scorpio season, man. It's deep. and with Chiron in your sign, it's like, how much deeper can we get, right? We had that Venus trining Chiron just like a couple of days ago, this last weekend. Oh my God, it like ripped my entire heart out of my chest. I think that, I mean, I literally did like a good solid 20 minutes of ugly crying on last Saturday. So it's like, this is not an easy time. And the Mercury retrograde is happening in your 8th house. You guys are going through a transformation, whether you like it or not. And some of it is you having to relive past hurts in order for you to realize what your worth is, because that's really what this is all about, is your own worth, your own journey, where you're supposed to be going, and ultimately your destiny, right, with the star. But you have to make the decision. Like, how many times does this Three of Swords, and that's what Mercury retrograde is asking you, how many times are you going to allow this to happen before you finally realize this aha moment with justice and like the universe winking at you and saying, see, I told you you made the right decision when you let it go, right? How many times does this Three of Swords have to happen before you finally realize? And and this is where we learn the lesson. You see? So the value of what you've learned, it's time to teach others. Like, I feel like so many of us miss the teaching opportunity because we're so caught up in what our journey is. Like, I went through my journey while I was teaching. Like, I think I healed more people in my brokenness than I can even imagine, right? Because I learned I was not just the teacher, I was also the student. And I think that there are a lot of missed opportunities out there because we think that we have to be perfect, or like our life has to be in line and perfect before we teach others. No, like, I mean, I learn more from my teachings than I do than you would think. I say things and I'm like, oh my God, I just taught myself a lesson just saying that right there in somebody else's reading. Because we're all intertwined. See, Wheel of Fortune. All I'm saying. 9 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles on the star. I mean, are you kidding me? We started the reading with the 3 of Swords. If this isn't something to turn your life around right now in this moment, knowing that you can transmute this 3 of Swords into the Ace of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles, then my friend, I am not doing my job. And if you want some help trying to transmute the energy, come to the self-alignment workshop. I'm doing one more for the year. It's on Sunday, November 10th. One more for the year, and then I'll be doing different ones after the first of the year. If you can't make it to the live, register anyways. You'll get a recording. You'll have the recording for life. Life-changing information in finding out how to align yourself where you're blocking yourself from getting this, from getting your ultimate destiny and everything you've ever desired in your life. You can choose to shift the energy. And you can choose the Hierophant and the Ace of Cups to love yourself fully, spiritually, unconditionally. Learn how to and level up, because that Hierophant is all about leveling up. You could be dealing with the Taurus energy too, but I feel like this is more about your love, your self-love, and really finding, you have 3 aces in this reading. You really going to let that 3 of Swords hold you back from 3 aces? Friends, don't lie to yourself. 5 of Swords, Page of Swords. Be honest, but be honest in a very kind way. Mars squaring Pluto. Don't be mean, Aries. If somebody's doing something that triggered you, keep your mouth shut and walk away. Trust me, you'll feel better from it if you just walk away. And don't lie to yourself. And don't lie to yourself and tell yourself that just because this all hasn't come into play yet and it hasn't fallen in to your lap yet and it's not quite in front of you yet, don't lie to yourself and say it's never coming, because it surely is. You just have to reach that point. You have to be patient. Temperance is at the bottom of the deck. You could also be dealing with the Sagittarius. But nonetheless, like any of this, right, I feel like this reading is more about you than anybody else. This is about you being prosperous and abundant within your own right. And we've been talking about this for a very long time. And now that Chiron, it's like that wounded warrior stance that you have right now is like, I'm not going to sit in this 3 of Swords anymore. And it's your decision. And that's what this Mercury retrograde is trying to teach you. So if you want a personal reading with me, I do have some spots at the end of November. Like the last 2 weeks in November, I have some openings. So go to my website, fearlessintuition.net. Please check out the self-alignment course. It's my baby. I'm so proud of it. And it's helped like over 100 people already. So I'm really excited about that. One would think 100 people that's not a lot, but when you start spreading that energy and those 100 people spread that energy, woo, it's awesome. So November 11th, if you cannot make it to the live, register anyways. You'll get the recorded, and you'll get the recorded reading, or the recorded session. It's not a reading. The recorded session for life. And oh, and the meditations, the weekly meditations that we do, or the full moon or new moon rituals. Join me for that as well. I love you guys. Have a wonderful November, and really just like it can't get any better. You guys are doing so well. So even when it doesn't feel like it, I promise you're doing well. Bye, guys.